Live streaming of Friday Night Football has been approved for the first time. Do not miss this golden opportunity to showcase your athletes and let Mascot Media be your partner. Sign up today for your custom app and website platform with the ability to live stream all your athletic events this fall. Visit mascotmedia.net/Texas to get started today, or call us at 479-527-8655. We are your Mascot Media. Pleased to be joined by Adam Hochfelder, the president of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, one of the institutions in the state of Texas. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Hey, Blair. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you bet. Anytime. Well, I guess we should start with the big news that came from the UIL yesterday, recommending that everybody take a 2-week hiatus from summer workouts. How has this been received, and kind of what's the reaction there in the Lone Star State?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're following the news, the Texas case load for COVID has been spiking quite rapidly over the last couple, 3 weeks. So it looks like we're taking, recommendation at least from the UILs, take a little bit of a pause. Lots of school districts have done that. Some are still doing some workouts. We're a very decentralized state, so each school district makes their own choice, but it's a better safe than sorry type situation. We've got headed in the wrong direction in terms of overall coronavirus cases.
So that brings the obvious question: what is the feeling right now of whether or not football moves forward this fall?
I think there'll be football in 2020. There might be pockets of delays, pockets where schools just can't do it or won't do it, but my opinion is we'll have football in some form or fashion. Maybe it'll start late. Maybe it'll be abbreviated in some areas, but I think we'll have football in 2020.
Well, it'll definitely be memorable. It is going to be the 100th season of high school football in Texas, so definitely one that everyone's going to remember. And, boy, what all has gone into – I know you all do some tremendous coverage. You've got the annual coming out, the 61st edition.
Mm-hmm.
If people want to get that, I'm sure it's available most places, but let us know where all that is available.
Well, it's actually just starting next week to get to retail stores, a little later than most, not related to the coronavirus. We just want to make sure our subscribers can get the magazines first. So you can order it and get it sent straight to your house at www.texasfootball.com. Simply click on subscribe now. There's a lot of subscription opportunities there. Most of which involve us mailing you the magazine. Or next week and into the week after, you'll start seeing it hit retail stores all over Texas. So if you live out of state, order it at the website. If you want a lot of extra content, including summer magazine, subscribe online. And if you just want to go to your local Walmart or your local grocery store or Barnes & Noble, then it should start showing up next week.
Awesome. I know that's a date that a lot of people look forward to, and that's a big key in getting ready for football. We'll talk about that more in a minute. First, also the UIL had recommended the possibility of live streaming this fall. Kind of what's been the reaction to that, because this is a new thing, a one-time thing only for Texas?
Well, the news was properly quoted. The UIL actually did suspend the Friday night prohibition, or at least said it, but actually clarified a little later. It is under review, so that didn't get as much notice as the original story. So it is extremely likely that rule will be suspended, meaning Friday night games can be viewed live, but it has not officially been announced. And I know that's confusing because there was direct quotes from the UIL saying it was, but I think in the next 2 weeks we'll get that rule officially suspended. Look, even if there's an improvement in the circumstance, which we all hope with coronavirus, there'll be people less likely, in some cases, more reluctant to go, less likely to want to go just for their own personal choice, which is fine. And when this rule gets suspended, this will give them an opportunity to watch the games either on a computer or perhaps, depending on how the rule is suspended, on television. So um, most people are excited about it. It's a hot topic here. It has been going on for as long as there's been TV. The intent, as I understand it, if the rule gets suspended, is a 1 year situation, not a multi-year situation. But whoever ever thought we'd be stuck at home watching the pandemic sweep the world? So I guess we're learning new things every day.
Oh, no doubt about it. And one nice thing about it, everybody hears so much about Texas football, but now if you're out of state, an opportunity to see it and experience
Possibly,
it
right?
online at home.
Yep, possibly. Yeah, like I said, it's imminent to have that rule suspended, but it has technically not been suspended as of today.
And that's an important clarification to make. You mentioned the website earlier. As we pull it up here, so much content, podcasts, videos, you name it. You guys are all over it. How many people does it take to create this wonderful content that you all provide?
That's very kind of you to say. We've got 4 full-time editorial folks, 2 part-time dedicated editorial folks, and we do also get contributions from a host of other various and sundry contributors. But for the most part, it's an army of 6 editorial folks who go all over Texas to get all the content. There's a lot of football in a lot of places in Texas, and very proud traditions all over. People think of the big cities of Houston and Dallas and Austin and San Antonio, but down in the Rio Grande Valley, out in East Texas, out in West Texas, all the way out to El Paso, there's a lot of proud tradition. And we do the best we can to cover as many schools as we possibly can.
No doubt. And also available on Facebook and Twitter. You guys are everywhere. What a task to provide so much coverage. I mean, it could be overwhelming. How have you all been able to kind of rope it in and make it happen? Because I know a lot goes into it.
Well, the magazine itself takes about 4 months to put together. So that's a preview. We do preview every team in the state, every public team in the state, as many private schools as we can, multiple hundred. I don't think we get all of them. But that takes 4 months. And we send questionnaires out to coaches, and coaches fill those out. And then we compile those into a written form. And so it takes a really, 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 really long time. Once the season starts, we do get contributions from around the state, including our 6 folks. We just acquired a scoring app, which is under the name Fox Football Friday. It's in Apple Store, Google Play Store, and that's a crowdsourced scoring app. So you can catch live scores on that. And that's a free app. So, we get contributions from fans in the stands all the way to paid writers, and it just, it's a ongoing, trek. The football season in Texas is 17 weeks long. There's 11 regular season weeks, 10 games, 1 bye, 6 weeks of playoffs. So it's a marathon, and you just got to pace yourself.
I would bet. What is it about football in Texas that is it's a magical thing down there? It is just, why has football created such a hold on the imagination of everyone in Texas?
Well, it's a cultural and community event. If you don't play football, you might be in one of the spirit groups, marching band, spirit, dance team. All of those aspects of a Friday night kind of come together. So you're contributing, you're part of it, whether you're playing or not. And, again, if you weren't on the team, you might have marched in the band. If you weren't in the band, you might have cheered. If you weren't in the cheer, you might have been on the dance team. There's just all sorts of aspects of the community that goes into what makes Texas football special. And we're just a small part of that. We like to tell the story to the best of our ability, but it comes from the communities. People take a lot of pride in their team, in their town. High school football is a part of that identity. And, we just wrap ourselves in the Texas flag every Friday and do the best we can to represent the state.
I know the coronavirus is kind of the main headline, but are there some other major storylines that you're kind of keeping your eye on this year?
Well, this is, you mentioned earlier, it's the 100th anniversary of the UIL state championship. So this will be the one celebrating 100 years of UIL football, UIL being the governing body. public high school extracurricular activities in Texas. So you only turn 100 one time, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big part of our plans for 2020. We're going to name a lot of all century teams and all century coaches and rivalries, and so that's going to be a lot of fun and a great way to celebrate. We'll obviously do the best we can with what's going on with coronavirus, but that won't take away from the history of the game, history of these communities. That's the biggest side story. We've got a couple repeat champs going for number 3. Galena Park North Shore won 2 years in a row. They lost a lot of their talent, so it'll be interesting. Probably pretty hard for them to win, but we've got a lot of return champions trying to strap it on to win another year, and that'll be fun to watch. There'll be assuming there's a regular season, there's going to be that starts on time. There'll be a special 100th UIL kickoff event at AT&T Stadium between 2 teams in the first week, and again, that's assuming we have a normal season, normal kickoff. So those are some of the stories we're following, and every year it's full of surprises and full of twists and turns you can't plan on.
Oh, I can imagine. You mentioned the all-century team. Wow, what a difficult task. So many great players. What was the process for kind of whittling them down, or is it still in process?
It's still in process. So our managing editor is co-chairing a committee along with the executive director of the UIL, Dr. Charles Breitup, and the two of them are leading a committee. Dr. Breitup is the executive director, as I was saying, and they're leading a committee of journalists and other football historians to kind of help whittle down a big group of different players and coaches and rivalries, and from there fans will be able to participate and vote accordingly, and then eventually we'll probably, instead of ranking them, we'll just name them. I'm not on the committee myself, but yeah. I don't think we're going to say this is the best team or this is the best player. I think the thought is here are 100 great players and coaches and rivalries to celebrate, and everyone has her opinion on which one is deserving or not. So it's meant to be a celebration versus a definitive ranking, but it's still in progress, and that'll slowly start rolling out once the football starts in August.
Oh, definitely looking forward to that. And mention the website one more time. If people want to subscribe, how do they go about doing it?
Well, if you go looking at the screen, if they're seeing it in the upper left corner, there's a button that says subscribe now. You just click on that. You go pick out the package that makes the most sense. You can subscribe just to our online content, just to our print content, or both, and fill out your profile, and away you go.
Awesome. A lot of content. Real quick, do you have time to play our quick quiz?
Sure. I'll do the best I can. Depends on what it is. I might finish last.
Oh, that's all right. That's all we can ask. Here we go. The quarantine's had everyone bottled up, so more likely to take your family to get a haircut or out to eat at a restaurant?
Well, it depends. I mean, depends on how well they're following social distancing guidelines. I guess out to a restaurant.
All right. Do you play a musical instrument?
No, I'm the only one in my family that doesn't. They all have musical ability but me.
Okay. Musical taste, country or rock?
Well, it's funny, both, but my favorite artist is Johnny Cash.
Oh, you can't beat the Man in Black. No question. Last movie you saw in a theater?
Oh, gosh. Last movie I saw it's been over a year. I don't remember. It wasn't Yesterday, that movie that was kind of, I think it might have been Yesterday, which was that movie about if the Beatles hadn't existed, and he kind of rewrote the music for it. I think that's the last one I saw in the theater.
All right. And you've spent more time cleaning the garage or doing yard work?
I need to do the garage. I do the yard every week. So doing the yard work.
Yeah, I think everybody's putting off the garage, and hopefully enough things will go we won't have to deal with it. But at some point we're going to have to deal with it. It's not something we're looking forward to.
Nope.
Well, Adam, I appreciate the time. Again, let me get that down. TexasFootball.com, Dave Campbell's
yes,
Texas
sir.
Football. Great source for information. Of course, the annual coming out next week, as you mentioned, in stores. It's the Bible of Texas football, and definitely the best way to keep up with Texas football. And I know you guys are going to be busy over the next few weeks as we monitor everything with the coronavirus and hopefully have football. And it's important for everyone to stay safe so we can
Yes,
have
sir.
football this fall, right?
We're going in the theory of wear a mask, save the football season.
Yeah. Everyone and people really do need to take that to heart, because when the officials are saying that, they're not just saying it to say it. I mean, they're being serious, and
Right.
I'm afraid some people may not be taking it as serious as they need to.
Well, it can't hurt. If in 3 months they prove that the masks didn't help, then okay, so be it. It doesn't. At this stage, scientists are saying it helps. I'll follow their lead, and we wear a mask when I'm alone in the office today. But when we're in the office, we wear a mask. And when I'm out and about, I wear a mask. So I encourage all your viewers to do the same thing.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Adam. We appreciate it. And again, Dave Campbell's Texas Football for all things Texas football, college as well, not just high school, correct?
That's true. That's
All right.
right.
Super.
Thanks, Blair.
Thank you, and have a great day.
You too.